Huntsville, Alabama, a city that looks calm on the outside, but anyone who truly knows this place understands that every silence has a story, every smile hides a secret, and every friendship is one argument away from shattering. And in this city full of ambition, competition, and reality TV fame, one truth has finally clawed its way to the surface. After years of whispers, years of rumors, years of carefully hidden tension, Stormi Steele has finally stepped forward and unmasked the truth about Marsau Scott, the truth she kept buried to protect her peace, her business, and maybe even the people who didn't deserve her loyalty. But now, she's done holding back, because some secrets stay quiet for a while, but they don't stay buried forever. People always thought Stormi was the one who stayed out of drama, the entrepreneur who kept her head down and focused only on her success, the woman who built Canvas Beauty from a simple dream into a brand known across the country. They saw her smile, her grace, her patience, and they assumed she didn't have any enemies. But behind that calm exterior was a storm that had been gathering for years. And tonight, that storm finally breaks wide open. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind way back to the early days before the show fame, before the headlines, before Huntsville became a battleground of broken trust and competing egos. Stormi Steele wasn't born into privilege. She wasn't handed a platform. Every step she took was carved from struggle, sacrifice, and relentless determination. She grew up knowing that if she didn't fight for what she wanted, nobody was going to hand it to her. And that fire became the very thing that built her empire. But for Stormi, success didn't come without scars. She had moments when people doubted her, moments when investors questioned whether a Black woman from Alabama could really take a beauty brand nationwide. She had to prove, over and over, that she was more than their assumptions. She was resilient, sharp, ambitious, everything people underestimated. And in those early days, before the cameras and the chaos, Stormi crossed paths with the Scott family. Marsau Scott, charismatic on TV, sharp-tongued, confident, always ready with a joke or a slick comment, was someone Stormi tried to respect. His wife, Letitia, carried herself with pride and a desire to uplift her family. Back then, Stormi believed their smiles were real, their support was genuine, their intentions were clean. But Huntsville has a way of showing you the truth when you least expect it. It started small, harmless comments disguised as jokes, questions about her business masked as concerns, subtle shade that could easily be brushed off as misunderstandings. Marsau would say things like, "Oh, Stormi's lucky her business took off," or "It must be nice having a viral moment." Statements that sounded harmless, but anyone who has ever been doubted knows exactly what those comments mean. Stormi felt it, that sting of being downplayed, that quiet dismissal, that energy of someone who doesn't want to see you win too loudly. But she ignored it. She had work to do, a business to grow, a family to support, and so she stayed focused. Until she couldn't ignore it anymore. Because the whispers kept getting louder, and the same man who smiled in her face was the one adding fuel to the rumors behind closed doors. What nobody expected was that Stormi wasn't blind. She wasn't naive. She heard everything, every slight, every dig, every conversation that reached her through the grapevine. And while she kept quiet publicly, her silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. Stormi would sit in interviews, hearing Marsau allude to questionable business choices or people getting lucky instead of working hard, and she knew exactly who he was talking about. She watched him twist narratives, shape perceptions, and play the role of the charming businessman who always had the answer. But that wasn't the real reason Stormi stayed silent. No. She stayed silent because she knew something far bigger, something that could shake Huntsville down to its foundation if she ever chose to speak it out loud. For years, she carried that secret like a weight, not because she was afraid of Marsau, but because exposing it would drag innocent people into the fire. It would destroy marriages, friendships, business connections, and peace. And Stormi, despite everything, has always been a woman who avoids unnecessary chaos. But here's the twist. Keeping that secret cost her more than anyone knew. She was painted as jealous, funny acting, distant, emotional. People questioned her loyalty, her motives, her energy. Social media twisted her silence into guilt. They said she was the one starting problems. They called her dramatic when she tried to set boundaries. They called her bitter when she removed herself from toxic circles. But Stormi wasn't the problem. The problem was the truth she had swallowed. A truth that was finally too heavy to keep inside. The shift happened slowly. Stormi noticed the pattern. Marsau's comments became more pointed, more strategic. His interviews turned into subtle attacks. He questioned her authenticity, questioned her business, questioned her intelligence. He'd praise her success in one breath and tear her down in the next. It was the kind of behavior that isn't loud, but sharp, the kind that cuts a little deeper every time. People began to ask, was Marsau threatened? Was he jealous? Was this about business, ego, control? Nobody knew. But Stormi did. Because she knew what Marsau had done, what he had said, what he had hidden. And then, just like every secret does, something happened that forced the truth to surface. It began with a message, an anonymous tip sent directly to Stormi's team, a reminder of something she already knew but hoped she'd never have to acknowledge again. Screenshots, dates, conversations, photos, evidence connected to a scandal that Marsau thought he had escaped years ago. Evidence that linked him to someone from his past. Someone he thought would stay silent forever. Stormi didn't go public, not yet. She took a breath, reviewed everything, and made a decision that would change everything. She went live. Not with receipts, not with accusations, not with screaming, but with intention. It's always the ones who smile the biggest that hide the darkest truth, she said softly, her tone calm but cutting. The internet erupted instantly. Huntsville started buzzing. Fans replayed clips, dissected every word, searching for the hidden meaning. And they found something. The person Stormi was referring to wasn't a stranger. It was Marsau, a man who had spent years projecting an image of stability while secretly fighting to keep certain stories buried. Stormi continued, "I kept quiet to protect people who would never protect me, but protecting lies only hurts you in the end." Those words broke the dam. Bloggers resurfaced old rumors. Fans recalled past inconsistencies. Old interviews from Marsau didn't line up. Questions about finances, loyalty, and off-screen behavior came back to life. And the biggest bombshell? The woman connected to the scandal, the one Marsau thought he erased from his narrative, was ready to speak. She stepped forward, not publicly at first, but behind the scenes. She reached out to Stormi again, this time with the full truth. Messages, receipts, a timeline, everything. Stormi wasn't shocked, but the level of detail, the manipulation, the lengths Marsau allegedly went to in order to hide what he had done, that shook even her. And once Stormi saw the full picture, she understood why the universe kept pushing her toward this moment. Because keeping the truth hidden was no longer protecting anyone, it was enabling a lie. And Stormi? She had spent too many years being mischaracterized because she refused to expose what she knew. So she spoke again, this time with a clarity that left no room for interpretation. "Be careful what you build on lies," she said. Because when the truth finally rises, it will take everything with it. This wasn't shade. This wasn't gossip. This was a warning. A storm had finally broken loose, and Marsau was standing directly in its path. Production tried to stay calm, but behind the scenes, panic spread quickly. Phone calls, meetings, emergency discussions. The Scott family went into damage control. Statements were drafted. Public appearances were minimized. Letitia stood by her husband publicly, but insiders whispered that she was struggling privately. Because the receipts Stormi alluded to weren't small. They weren't harmless. They were devastating. And the woman at the center of the scandal, she wasn't backing down anymore. Years of silence had turned into resolve. She wanted the truth out, and she wanted her voice back. As the truth spread, fans noticed something else. Stormi wasn't gloating. She wasn't mocking. She wasn't celebrating another family's pain. She was somber, calm, almost reflective. Because Stormi never wanted to break anyone's home. She just wanted to stop carrying the weight of someone else's lie. And that's what made this moment so emotional. Stormi didn't expose Marsau for fame, for views, or for drama. She did it because she finally realized something important. Silence doesn't protect peace. It protects the person causing the chaos. Stormi had spent too many years being misunderstood because she refused to expose the truth. Now, the mask had fallen, and Huntsville finally saw the real reason behind all the tension. The distance. The hesitation. The unspoken frustration. Stormi wasn't the villain. Stormi was the one who knew the truth and carried it alone. As the fallout continued, the dynamic of the entire love and marriage Huntsville group shifted. People took sides, friendships cracked, behind-the-scenes alliances dissolved, social media exploded with theories, and Marsau, once confident and untouchable, found himself cornered. His statements weren't enough. His charisma wasn't enough. His explanations didn't match the evidence quietly circulating behind closed doors. And the woman from his past, she wasn't going anywhere. She had waited too long to finally speak. Stormi's live video turned into a cultural moment. Fans replayed it, dissected it, quoted it, and praised her for finally standing up for herself. And the message she delivered at the end was the kind that stays with you long after the live ends. Truth doesn't need permission, she said. And when you hide behind lies, eventually the truth will unmask you, even if you're not ready. That line sent chills. It was the final blow. Because it was true. The truth had finally unmasked Marsau Scott. After all these years, the scandal he thought he buried had risen again, and Stormi Steele, the woman he underestimated, was the one who brought it into the light. Not out of revenge, not out of pettiness, but out of liberation. Because sometimes the only way to reclaim your peace is to stop protecting the person who stole it. And now, the storm has only begun. Because Marsau's world will never be the same. Huntsville will never forget this moment. And Stormi Steele? She's finally free.